Entry 34, October 9th, 1827. The moment I stepped into this realm of skull-like sentinels, a chill crept beneath my skin, settling in my bones. Towering structures, their gaping eye sockets void of any life, loomed over me. The sharp teeth of stone, jagged and ominous, seemed to grin with malice. I felt hopelessly small, the weight of their silent judgment pressing down on me. The eerie stillness pierced my thoughts, leaving only the low rumble of thunder in the distance, an unsettling warning or perhaps a grim acknowledgement of my presence. With each footfall, the hollow echo of my steps failed to mask the whispers that danced around me, secrets exchanged among these grotesque monuments. The wind cut through the jagged rocks, chilling me to the bone, while now and then a bone-like crack echoed, shaking my resolve. I gripped my staff tighter, willing myself forward, despite the dread curling around my heart. I must understand what haunts this place, even if curiosity battles my instinct to flee. The whispers are too compelling, drawing me deeper into this nightmare. Entry 35, October 10th, 1827. The hollow faces of these cave-like structures loom above us, monstrous and unsettling. The pathway stretches endlessly, a desolate ribbon of sand that feels hostile beneath my feet. My companion and I stand together, dwarfed by the giant visages, whispering secrets to one another that the wind seems determined to swallow whole. The air around us crackles with tension. Each gust of wind howls through the hollows, forming an eerie chorus of whispers that unsettle my very core. It feels as if giants are stirring beneath us, and the distant rumbles could just as easily be thunder or the groans of ancient beasts awakening from their slumber. Looking up, the skies bleed fiery shades of red and orange, an ominous canvas that clangs with the deep thrum of the planet spinning overhead. It hovers there like a cosmic eye, infusing this place with a sense of awe despite the palpable dread that coils within me. We breathe heavily, our breaths mingling with the whispers and rumbles around us. I find strength in my companion. Together we can confront whatever secrets lie in this surreal wasteland. Though fear grips me, I refuse to be paralyzed. There is something to be discovered here, a truth that needs unveiling. Entry 36, October 11th, 1827. Standing before the massive skulls, I feel the weight of dread pressing heavily upon my shoulders. Their jagged teeth gnash in the wind, creating a haunting wheeze that seems to echo my own anxious breath. I can't shake the feeling that I'm intruding upon some sacred, cursed ground where the very earth exhales its last breath. The crimson sky above bleeds into the landscape, casting an unsettling glow that illuminates the grotesque decay of the skulls. Distant thunder rumbles, a reminder that I am not alone in this desolation. It's as if the earth breeds monsters in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal themselves. The soft rustle of my cloak sends faint whispers into the heavy silence, mingling with the sporadic chirps of crickets, whose frantic sounds ring hollow against the unnatural calm. I can't help but feel isolated, standing here as one against these ancient giants, yet part of me knows this confrontation is necessary. Though shadows loom, I refuse to turn back. There's a truth hidden in this horror, and I will confront it. My pulse quickens with each passing moment, both from fear and the thrill of discovery. Entry 37, October 12th, 1827. Facing the gaping maw of this monstrous creature, an instinctual fear grips me. Its menacing teeth gleam in the harsh light, a reminder of the danger that looms here in this barren red landscape. Every low growl that rumbles from its depths vibrates through the ground, echoing my adrenaline-fueled heartbeat. The desolation around us is thick. Jagged rock formations rise like ancient sentinels, and the reddish haze lends an eerie, otherworldly feel to everything. I feel acutely aware of my isolation, just a lone figure against a threat that could swallow me whole. The silence is punctuated by the sharp crackle of dry earth beneath my boots, reminding me of the fragility of my situation. Distant screeches slice through the tension, reverberating off the crimson cliffs. I can almost feel the very landscape holding its breath, just waiting for something to happen. As the creature shifts, wet slurps echo in a grotesque symphony, and I remind myself of the necessity for discovery. I cannot turn back. Not now. My curiosity, despite the fear, pulls me closer to the heart of this mystery. There's something here, and I must uncover it. Entry: 38 October the 13th, 1827. I stand before colossal cliffs that twist and rise like the bones of some ancient behemoth. Their gaping openings loom overhead, lined with sharp, tooth-like formations that give off an unsettling aura. A faint, eerie light flickers from one of those depths, casting a red glow that seems to call to me, laced with both intrigue and dread. The air is thick with silence, broken only by the ghostly whispers of dry winds, swirling dust about my feet. Every breath I take seems amplified, echoing in the vast emptiness around me. The rhythmic thumping from deep within the cliffs sends shivers down my spine. It's as if the heart of this desolate land is beating, urging me to discover its secrets. I feel isolated and vulnerable, just a lone figure in this surreal landscape. Each time the faint red light pulses, an unsettling moan rises from the openings, reminiscent of ancient voices yearning to be heard. The atmosphere crackles with anticipation, echoing my own unease. I must press forward. Whatever lies within these fearful cliffs holds a truth I cannot ignore. A sense of purpose stirs within me, driving me deeper into the mystery ahead. Entry: 39, October 14th, 1827. I stand before the gaping maw of what feels like a colossal creature, its jagged teeth glinting ominously against the sun's warmth. The towering cliffs around me cast long shadows on the rolling dunes, and the swirling dust particles give the air an almost otherworldly quality. It's both daunting and oddly fascinating. The atmosphere hums with a strange resonance, as if the desert itself is alive, whispering forgotten secrets. A sinister wind howls through the crevices, carrying loose sand that rattles against my cloak, an unsettling harmony that heightens my senses. I can't ignore the low growl that emanates from deep within the maw, sounding like distant thunder rumbling on the horizon. Each sharp crack of tumbling stones from the cliffs only amplifies the feeling of danger lurking close. In the distance, I hear the faint rustle of unseen creatures skittering across the sands. There is an urge to step closer, to face the unknown that calls to me. But the gravity of this moment pulls at my instincts, reminding me of the fear I felt earlier in the journey. I remind myself to tread cautiously, curiosity battling with the sense of foreboding in this surreal land. Entry: 40 October 15th, 1827. A massive spherical creature looms before me, its gaping mouth filled with sharp teeth that seem to glisten ominously in this harsh, reddish-orange landscape. I find myself rooted to the spot, gazing at this fierce entity, unable to reconcile the terror it instills with the innate curiosity that has driven my journey thus far. The air is thick with the smell of burnt earth, and a low growl resonates from the creature's maw, vibrating through the ground beneath my feet. Each gust of the hot, dry wind carries a whisper that brushes against my skin, mixed with the sound of stones tumbling from the rocky formations nearby. I can almost feel the inevitability of danger wrapping around me, a shroud of tension that doesn't allow for complacency. In the distance, I catch sight of shadowy figures rustling against the landscape, unseen presences watching from afar. The unsettling silence hangs heavily, broken only by the occasional rattle of stones. There is a predatory energy in this place, urging me either to flee or confront the unknown. Despite the dread pooling in my stomach, my heart beats faster. I must remain, pushing through fear, in search of answers hidden in these twisting mysteries. Sentry 41, October 16th, 1827. I stand here clad in my hoodie and gas mask, gazing at an enormous skull-like creature that dominates the desolate landscape. Its hollow eye sockets seem to watch me, and the sharp protruding teeth give the environment a nightmarish quality. The air is thick with an unsettling calm, pierced only by the howling wind that weaves through jagged rock formations, carrying whispered secrets of this place. With each breath, I feel the rhythmic pulsing from the creature, a deep thrum that reverberates through my body. It's as if the very ground beneath me responds to its slow, deliberate breaths, and I can't shake the feeling of being watched. Faint echoes of ghostly cries drift through the air, and I almost believe the stones around me lament lost souls trapped in their grasp. Above, thunderous clouds roll ominously, adding to this haunting tableau that I've stepped into. Static charges in the air, hinting at a storm brewing, wrapping everything in a heavy silence that feels charged with dread. I know that every mystery here is layered with danger. I must gather my thoughts and steel myself, for I'm ensnared in a nightmare of ancient echoes, with the grotesque towering before me. The journey deepens, and I am compelled to uncover what lies beneath this fearsome exterior. Entry 42, October 17th, 1827. Amidst the jagged, mountainous formations, I stand alone, staff in hand, surveying this surreal landscape. The pale, dusty terrain stretches endlessly before me, hues of yellow and green mingling ominously under the dramatic sky. There's a stark contrast between my dark figure and the eerie light that washes over everything, emphasizing my solitude in this uncharted world. The haunting wind whispers through the mountains, weaving a tapestry of solitude and wonder that echoes around me. Occasionally, the crackle of lightning resonates in the distance, sounding like a bell tolling in an abandoned cathedral, a reminder of the vast emptiness surrounding me. Each cautious step I take stirs the fine dust at my feet, breaking the heavy silence, and I find comfort in the soft crunch beneath my boots. As I move, a faint melody drifts through the air, perhaps the gentle chime of my staff against the rugged stone or the song of the unseen constellations above. I can feel the earth shift beneath me, hinting at buried secrets waiting to be unearthed. This path leads into the heart of the unknown, and despite the isolation, the thrill of adventure propels me forward into the mystery of this haunting landscape. Entry 43, October 18th, 1827. I stand on the gritty sand, staring up at a massive stone structure that looms over me like a colossal face. The glowing orange eyes pierce the dark landscape, lending an eerie quality that heightens the tension around me. Beneath this facade, I feel a sense of ancient power, but also profound unease. The sky churns with ominous clouds, crackling with lightning that slices through the stillness. Each flash reminds me of the threat hanging in the air, an impending storm that matches the turmoil within me. The low, rumbling undercurrent reverberates like distant thunder, underscoring the feeling that something significant is waiting to unfold. As I move, my footsteps crunch against the sandy terrain, a sound that emphasizes my isolation in this desolate environment. The whispers of the howling winds weave through the rocky formations, almost like lost voices calling out from the depths of forgotten times. The stone face seems alive, murmuring an ancient chant that surrounds me with its haunting presence. This moment feels pivotal, as if the very landscape is poised on the brink of revelation or catastrophe. I can't help but wonder what wisdom or horrors this place holds. I'm compelled to uncover its secrets, even as the foreboding atmosphere closes in around me. Entry 44, October 19th, 1827. A monstrous eye looms before me, framed by jagged formations that twist out of the dark landscape like teeth. Its deep black center feels as if it's drawing me in, and I stand, frozen, feeling a chill creep along my spine. The swirling sky above is ominous, charged with tension, and I can't shake the sense that something terrible is sketching itself into reality. The low growl from the rocks surrounds me, echoing as if the earth itself is alive, breathing heavily in its slumber. Sharp winds twist around me, carrying whispers that slither and wrap tightly around my mind. There's an unsettling conversation happening between this entity and the desolation, a dialogue I can almost sense but not fully understand. As I step forward, the gravel crunches unnervingly beneath my boots, breaking the heavy silence that clings to the jagged formations. The crackle of distant lightning punctuates the stillness, sparking a sense of urgency within me. The piercing gaze of the eye feels sentient, vibrating through the air and chilling me with its foreboding presence. I know I cannot turn back. I must delve deeper into this strange wilderness. This landscape speaks of ancient truths, and I'm drawn to it, ready or not, to confront whatever lies beneath the surface of its eerie facade. Entry 45, October 20th, 1827. The landscape stretches before me, haunting and surreal, filled with dark, spiky structures that loom like monstrous eyes. Their fiery glow radiates an eerie light that contrasts starkly against the cracked, barren ground beneath my feet. Despair clings to this place like a heavy fog, amplifying the urgency gnawing at my mind. In the distance, two larger forms hover ominously in the sky, surrounded by swirling hues of orange and dark clouds. The oppressive atmosphere feels thick enough to cut through, and the muted, hooded figures scattered throughout this desolation seem lost in their own turmoil. Their presence a stark reminder of the hopelessness that hangs in the air. A low hum resonates around me, throbbing like the heartbeat of this forsaken land. The whispers carry echoes of grief that ripple through the stillness, underscoring a sense of impending doom. Beneath my feet, the stones shift, and every crunch is a reminder of the unraveling beneath me. As darkness creeps in, I know I cannot linger too long. Whatever lies ahead, these structures and the shadows of despair they cast are beckoning me to confront the unknown. My curiosity battles with the deepening dread as I step cautiously into the heart of this unsettling landscape. Entry 46, October 21st, 1827. The sky above is ablaze with fiery reds that bleed into dark hues, casting an otherworldly light on the surreal landscape. Monstrous, spiraling structures rise from the rocky ground, twisting upward like alien sculptures. I can't help but feel a mix of awe and dread as I take in this bizarre scene, the ground beneath my feet textured and rugged, with patches of water reflecting the ominous colors overhead. Beside me stand two others, equally mesmerized, and the weight of the moment hangs heavily in the air. A low hum thrumming through the ground resonates in my chest, as if the entire landscape is alive and breathing. Sporadic flashes of energy crackle ominously, interrupting the stillness between distant rumbles of thunder that echo like the growls of a sleeping beast. The sharp winds whip around us, carrying a haunting whistle that cuts through the tension. Water lapping at the rocky edges sounds almost like whispers of forgotten souls, adding to the unsettling symphony of noise. Each sound pulls us deeper into this strange world, inviting us to uncover its secrets. I feel compelled to explore further, ready to face whatever mysteries loom over this incredible yet foreboding landscape. Entry 47, October 22nd, 1827. I stand at the base of a cavernous formation, its dark openings looming before me like gaping mouths in an icy landscape. The air is still and biting cold, and the muted colors of the terrain add to the desolation surrounding me. It feels as though I've entered a forgotten realm, isolated and shrouded in mystery. The wind whips through the chasms, creating a haunting whistle that echoes off the icy walls, instilling a sense of unease. Occasionally, I hear the crack of ice nearby, a sound that reverberates like distant thunder, reminding me how unforgiving this place can be. Each step I take on the snow crunches softly underfoot, releasing a faint sigh that seems to vanish into the frigid air. As the wind shifts, whispers reach my ears, an ancient language carried from the shadows of the cavern openings. I shiver, not just from the cold, but from the feeling that something or someone is beckoning me from within the dark. The atmosphere hangs heavy, as if the landscape is holding its breath. Every instinct tells me to retreat, yet the allure of discovery urges me onward. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for whatever lies ahead in this icy abyss. Diary entry 48, October 23rd, 1827. Before me stands a colossal maw, a gaping opening that seems almost alive. It dominates the landscape, surrounded by bizarre, fleshy textures and web-like structures that pulse ominously. My heart races as I grip my staff tighter, feeling both awe and dread as I face this monstrous entity. The air around me hums with an ominous resonance that reverberates through the jagged mountains, reminiscent of distant thunder. With each breath I take, I feel the sharp intake mix with the cold wind that swirls around me like ghostly fingers. The rustling sound of the web-like structures adds an unsettling quality to the atmosphere, heightening my unease. Suddenly, a deep growl emanates from the maw, sending shudders through the ground beneath me. The flesh-like textures quiver as if responding to an unseen force. Unnervingly, I hear the skitters of creatures just out of sight, keeping me on edge, their presence felt but not seen. As I listen, a mournful wail drifts from the abyss. It wraps around me, pulling me deeper into this surreal world of dread. Despite the fear that clutches at my insides, the urge to understand what lies within that darkness compels me to take a step forward into the unknown. Entry 49, October 24th, 1827. I step into a stark, red-tinted landscape that feels both alien and familiar. Towering monolithic structures stretch into the sky, their intricate geometrical designs hinting at a level of technology I can scarcely comprehend. I can't help but feel small, standing here on the rocky terrain, silhouetted against this vibrant backdrop. The constant low drone hums in the air, a reminder of the unseen machines that dominate this world. Each step I take sends echoes bouncing off the rocks around me, as if the ground is alive with the whispers of a forgotten civilization. An ominous wind howls in the distance, carrying a chilling melody that seems to mimic the voices of lost souls. The heavy silence is punctuated by metallic clinks and clatters, suggesting the presence of robotic sentinels patrolling these gigantic monoliths. I tense at every sound, feeling their watchful presence nearby, even when they remain hidden. This landscape holds both beauty and an unsettling pulse of desolation that resonates within me. I feel the weight of loneliness here, yet a deep curiosity pulls me forward. I must unravel the mysteries this futuristic realm hides, but I know that danger lurks within its shadows. Entry 50, October 25th, 1827. I find myself in a surreal landscape dominated by towering, jagged rock formations that resemble stalagmites and stalactites, their red and brown hues creating a dramatic scene. My heart races as I take in the otherworldly ambience, feeling the weight of exploration pressing down on me. A viscous reddish stream flows through the foreground, its sluggish movement adding to the strange atmosphere. The sound of droplets splashing against the stones creates a soft murmur, mixing with the low, resonant hum that echoes throughout this place. It feels as though the rocks are whispering secrets, luring me further into the depths of this alien world. My companion and I exchange hushed words, our voices barely breaking the flowing energy around us. I grip my staff, feeling its reassuring weight as I strike it gently against the ground, keeping rhythm with the unseen pulse of the landscape. Farther back, the waterfall cascades down, glowing softly against the dark surroundings, its ethereal sound reverberating, reminiscent of ancient tales. With every moment spent here, a curious blend of wonder and trepidation washes over me. This place is alive, filled with mysteries yet to be uncovered. I am eager to see what lies beyond the next bend, even as I sense the shadows lurking nearby. Entry 51, October 26, 1827. Standing on this rocky outcrop, I feel small against the vastness of the dark landscape, dominated by a vivid red sky that adds an unsettling hue to everything around me. Beside me looms a monstrous creature with elongated limbs that twist like the gnarled roots of an ancient tree. Its glowing red eyes pierce through the darkness, and I can't shake the feeling of danger pressing in from all sides. The wind howls through the jagged rocks, carrying haunting echoes that send icy shivers down my spine. Each hesitant step I take sends gravel crunching softly beneath my feet, an unwelcome reminder of my isolation in this eerie realm. The creature shifts beside me, its limbs creaking like dry branches snapping underfoot, accompanied by a rustle that hints at the life woven into this strange land. Occasional distant caws of shadowy birds pierce the heavy atmosphere, merging with the ghostly wails of unseen specters lurking just out of sight. Above, the pale moon casts a silvery light, while clouds drift ominously, pulsing like a heartbeat. This world feels alive yet deeply unsettling, straddling the line between dread and fascination. I know I must tread carefully as I delve deeper into this sinister night, aware that danger lurks with every shadow. Entry 52, October 27th, 1827. I stand here framed by a deep red sky that seems to pulse with malice, clutching my staff tightly as I face a menacing scene. Towering over me are grotesque arachnid creatures, their long legs and spiky bodies casting elongated shadows that flicker in the moonlight. Each aspect of this nightmare attacks my senses, reminding me of the peril that surrounds me. An unsettling silence blankets the landscape, broken only by the low, throaty hiss of the colossal spiders, reverberating like thunder rolling over the barren ground. The rustling whispers of their skittering legs crawl through the air, raising the hair on the back of my neck. I feel as if the very earth beneath me is alive with malevolence, waiting for something to unfold. Occasionally, a haunting croak echoes from the shadows, intensifying the tension that wraps around me like a heavy mist. My heartbeat quickens, synchronizing with that unseen drumming in the distance, as if the atmosphere itself is bracing for a confrontation. The moon casts a sinister glow, amplifying the unsettling sounds of creaking carapaces and my own shallow breaths. All the while, I grapple with the instinct to flee and the need to confront whatever is about to happen. This moment feels critical, and though dread claws at my insides, the call to embrace the unknown pulls me deeper into this nightmarish landscape. Entry 53, October 28th, 1827. I stand alone, confronted by the sight of a colossal, spider-like creature looming in the distance. Its round body is supported by multiple long legs that scrape against the jagged rocks, sending shivers through the very ground beneath me. The vibrant red sun hangs heavy in the sky, casting its ominous glow over this desolate landscape, filling me with dread. A low, rumbling growl vibrates through the air like distant thunder, resonating out from the depths of the creature itself. Each sound merges with the sharp, crackling whispers of the wind, which carries faint echoes of anguished cries, as if the earth itself mourns beneath this oppressive sun. I feel my heart race as I watch the creature's deliberate movements. The rhythm of its legs grows louder, marking every slow advance toward me. The cacophony of clattering and the eerie chirps of unseen insects only heighten the tension hanging thick in the air. For a moment, an unsettling silence envelops the scene, as if the world holds its breath, anticipating what comes next. I grip my weapon tightly, standing in defiance against the impending doom that fills the atmosphere. Despite my fear, I cannot turn away. I must confront this nightmarish reality that looms before me. This encounter will shape the course of my journey. I can feel it in my bones. Entry 54, October 29th, 1827. I step cautiously along the barren path, my feet crunching against the scattered skulls littering the ground. The unsettling sound cuts through the eerie stillness, sending shivers up my spine with every step I take. My lantern emits a faint glow, the flickering light casting trembling shadows that dance along the jagged rock formations around me. The atmosphere is heavy with a surreal dread, amplified by the ominous sight of a creature lurking nearby. Its glaring eyes fix upon me, filled with malice and warning. The chilling breeze whistles through the rocks, carrying whispers that seem to beckon me deeper into the darkness, urging me to abandon caution. As I stand here, the low, guttural growls from the creature blend into the silence, creating a tense symphony of impending danger. The vivid red sun overhead casts a strange hue over everything, enhancing the otherworldly feel of this nightmare I find myself in. I can feel the weight of despair bearing down upon me, but I know I must press forward. The land breathes around me, alive with anticipation. It feels like I am entwined in a tale far beyond my control, drawn into a mystery that demands to be unraveled despite the dread settling in my chest. Entry 55, October 30th, 1827. Standing here, I can't shake the feeling of impending doom hanging heavy in the air. The sky above burns a fiery red, casting an eerie glow over everything. I cling to my lantern, its faint light flickering against the darkness as I survey my surroundings, aware of the spider-like creatures scuttling in the distance, their glowing red eyes fixed on me. The ground is treacherous, with a glowing stream of what resembles lava flowing sluggishly, illuminating the shadows. I can hear its crackle and pop, mingling with the low, rumbling growl that reverberates like distant thunder. It feels as if the world itself is alive, breathing in anticipation, preparing for something terrifying. My heart races as the creatures skitter about, their sharp claws clicking rhythmically against the rough earth, evoking a sense of danger lurking ever closer. The whispers of my cloak brushing against the ground sound ghostly in this oppressive silence. Suddenly, distant howls fill the air, a chilling reminder of what lies beyond my lantern's light. I know I must move forward, despite the dread coursing through me. There's something in this nightmarish world that must be unveiled, and I am compelled to discover it, even as fear coils within me like a dark serpent. Entry 56, October 31st, 1827. I tread carefully upon the barren ground, surrounded by enormous globular structures that pulse with an alien life of their own. Their root-like extensions snake into the textured soil, enhancing the surreal atmosphere of this foreign world. Above, a glowing sphere hangs, emitting a soft light that glimmers against the dark green sky, but its cracked surface sends a shiver down my spine. A low, resonant hum reverberates through the air, echoing the rhythm of the sphere. It creates an unsettling soundscape that stretches across this desolation. Wisps of ethereal whispers drift about me as if the atmosphere is alive, hiding secrets just out of reach. The gentle crackling of the sphere's fissures reminds me of distant sighs, an ancient creature breathing in the shadows. The ground crunches softly beneath my feet, punctuated by the occasional scrape of root-like tendrils shifting in the soil. In the distance, muffled thuds resonate, hinting at an unseen force lurking between the shapes. My heart races with both wonder and fear. Each moment here feels precarious, filled with the unknown. As the breeze carries distant murmurs and echoes into my ears, I'm reminded that this dreamlike landscape holds many mysteries. I can feel the pull to explore deeper, driven by an insatiable curiosity mixed with the awareness that danger might be waiting just beyond the light. Entry 57, November 1st, 1827. The path winds before me, leading into a bizarre landscape marked by dark, jagged mountains that loom ominously against the chaotic sky. I push onward, feeling both determination and trepidation as I walk, the gravel crunching softly beneath my feet. The air thrums with an unsettling energy, heavy with the tension of a storm waiting to unfold. Overhead, a glowing black circle pulses ominously, casting an eerie light that contrasts sharply against the swirling purples and blues of the clouds. Each rumble of distant thunder vibrates through the ground, a reminder that I'm not alone here. The atmosphere feels alive, filled with murmurs and whispers that rustle like the breath of forgotten secrets. I find myself constantly glancing around, aware that the unknown lurks just out of sight. The unsettling beauty of this landscape pulls me deeper into its heart, even as the fear dances at the edge of my consciousness. With every step forward, I'm reminded of the many journeys I've taken before, each leading me to confront the unknown. Something important lies ahead, a challenge or revelation waiting in the shadows. For now, I will embrace both the adventure and the dread, continuing on this winding path into the chaos. Entry 58, November 2nd, 1827. I walk alongside a winding river of vivid yellow that cuts through a surreal landscape bordered by dark, jagged hills that loom ominously around me. The sky is a bright yellow, electrifying against the stark contrast of reds and oranges streaking away from the looming black sun overhead. The colors dance in an unnerving harmony, creating an atmosphere charged with a sense of wonder and dread. The river gurgles and splashes, its sound rhythmic yet somehow bright, like a cascade of laughter lining this ominous path. Each step I take crunches softly on the gravel, reminding me of my solitude in this alien world. Off to my right, a rock formation resembling a face with hollow eyes adds a layer of eeriness to the scene, as if it has been watching me and holds secrets I cannot grasp. I can feel an energy pulsating in the air around me, resonating with the hum from the black sun, sending ripples of unease through my thoughts. Sometimes whispers seem to flutter through the hollow eyes of the rocks, pulling me into a web of forgotten tales. I press onward, the vibrant colors both inviting and unsettling, as I sense that there is something profound waiting to be discovered in these vivid depths. Each moment feels like an echo of long-lost dreams, and I am here to navigate the mysteries that lie ahead. The story. Entry 59, November 3rd, 1827. I walk alongside a winding river that glows with a bright yellow hue, contrasting starkly against the dark purples and blues of the surrounding mountains. Each step sends a satisfying crunch of gravel beneath my feet, adding to the surreal soundscape. There's something enchanting about this place, yet an unease lingers just beneath the surface. In the distance, a dark figure looms over the landscape, its eyes like sun-like orbs glaring down at me with an unsettling intensity. On a peak in the background, I see another figure silhouetted against the vibrant orange and yellow sky, which creates a striking visual, yet fills me with a sense of foreboding. The soft hum from the glowing river resonates around me, mingling with the whispers of the dusky wind. It carries secrets between the mountains, while intermittent drips of water provide a gentle rhythm. As I breathe in the chilled air, I can feel the heaviness of profound silence all around me, thickening the atmosphere with tension. This landscape feels alive, holding its breath in anticipation as I venture further. Just when I think the beauty might overwhelm the dread, I remind myself to stay alert. There's a mystery here, and I can't shake the feeling that it's watching me as I move deeper into its embrace. Entry: 60 November 4th, 1827. I find myself in a surreal landscape of snow-covered hills, the peaceful white contrasting sharply with the dark, reflective waters of the winding river. The sight of a large planet looming on the horizon adds to the otherworldly feel of this place, while the sky transitions from a deep orange to a soothing blue. I feel small while walking along the riverbank, swallowed by this vast, alien environment. With each step, the soft crunch of snow echoes in the stillness, reminding me of my isolation in this expanse. The wind weaves through the hills, carrying a distant, moaning call that resonates like a lament, a haunting reminder of the weight of time that hangs thick in the air. The river gurgles enticingly, its dark waters shimmering faintly. There's a stark beauty in the sharp snaps of ice shifting along its banks. Occasionally, I hear the barely audible fluttering of unseen wings, hinting at hidden life in this stark enigma. As the colors of twilight deepen, an ethereal hum rises, pulling me into this surreal world. I can feel the stories waiting to be discovered in the quiet, and I am eager to listen to what this landscape has to share. The isolation is both comforting and eerie, urging me to continue on, drawn deeper into the unknown.